Thanks very much, Leanne. It's Steve Radicek with me. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Snow sports specialist over at Sport Chek, and we were just talking a bunch before we get on, just talking about some of the technological advances in skis, snowboards, boot technology as well. Here's the thing, though. I roll into Sport Chek. I don't want to have to be an expert. I just want you to know all the things. So I give you my needs, and then you help me out.
That's exactly what we do.
Let's do that. I walk in and I say, I'm a kind of a guy. What are some of the questions you're going to ask me, actually?
Well, first of all, I'm going to ask you how long you've been skiing for.
Okay, so well over 15 years.
Perfect. And what kind of skiing do you normally do?
I'm an all-mountain guy. I like to do everything. A little bit of steeps, a little bit of cruising, everything.
And you spend most of your time East Coast, or do you go West Coast or Vermont?
East Coast mostly.
Okay, perfect. And how much do you weigh?
It's a personal question. Well, 181 pounds.
Okay, perfect. I always tell people not to be modest when it comes to that, because it really does depend on what ski I'm going to put you on. And other than that, all mountain, what kind of skiing do you do when you go? Are you a hard, fast skier?
I like to do both, but I have no problems with a hard, fast ski adapting to slower pace. So I would err on the side of an aggressive ski.
All right, so I would definitely put you're definitely upper intermediate, probably bottom level advanced. Yeah. Very few people that would come into our stores are high level advanced. That's why the level of product we carry is
it's
curtailed
good
just
for
to
masses,
that.
Right? Yeah.
And I would, for a quick grab, I would put you on something like this guy here.
These are nice.
Yeah. So
Atomics, let's have a look. Let's talk about skis and what they've done with them, and how that's interesting to me, how the snowboarding industry has changed skis.
Yeah, definitely. Skiers have a lot to thank snowboard industry for. If it wasn't for the advent of the side cut on snowboards, we'd never have it on skis, which enables skiers to do those huge, hard carving turns and just rip huge ruts in the snow.
And learning skiing has never been easier because of those cuts. Turns are much easier to make, and that cut we're talking about is how it goes from fat to thinner in the middle and back out on the ski itself. So, and this is also rockered as well.
Yeah, exactly. So what that just means is that the tip of the ski, I'll just take one off here.
Sure, I'll grab the other.
Just means that the tip of the ski from about this point forward, when the ski is actually weighted, so if I were to push down on the ski, take the weight off, that the tip actually comes up a little bit. What that encourages a little bit easier turn initiation.
Okay.
And it also helps when you're in the deep snow. We can probably get 5 or 6 of those sweet snow days a year out here.
Yeah.
But it actually helps the ski float up onto the snow a little bit better.
Okay, cool. But then it doesn't impede turns either. And does your edge stay on the turn the whole time?
Yeah, like I was explaining to you earlier, when the ski's weighted in a turn, it's still going to deliver full tip-to-tail contact. That rocker portion, although being up, as soon as the ski's edged over, still makes full contact.
It actually flattens out the edge, gives you more contact, and that means you can have more confidence in those turns that you're not going to slip out. Okay, so that's an upper level, intermediate, lower level, advanced. What about someone who comes in and says, well, I've been skiing a few times, I think I want to start buying product for the first time now. What are we looking at? Yeah,
I would say this K2 Women's Superific is probably the next best thing. I would say this is probably your upper beginner through lower intermediate level K2. K2 is probably one of the brands we buy the most skis of.
And they make a great ski. And they've been doing it for years.
Yeah, exactly. And their women's skis are fantastic, full of great technology that's going to keep the ski nice and quiet, dampened, not vibrating too much, which is going to eliminate chatter, keep the ski on the snow.
It's good looking.
Yeah.
It's important to have good. I know that people are like, well, what does it really matter? Nothing when it comes to the performance, but it's nice to have good looking equipment.
They do that very, very well. I think we carried 6 of their skis this year. They're all completely different, and they all look fantastic. So.
Snowboarding, there's so much to talk about.
I know.
Snowboarding has become much safer in certain ways. And not to say that it's dangerous any more than it normally is, but if you're learning, there are some issues that we've run into in the past. What have they done in snowboards to make it a little bit easier for those to learn?
I'm going to grab the K2 boards.
Okay, sure.
They're a little bit easier to explain all those ones, but what they've got going for them is, like I was saying to you earlier, I've been ski patrolling for years, and I can't even remember how many accidents how many accidents I've started off with that says, oh, I caught my edge and I hit my this, and now it's broken. So what K2's now done is, you want to just catch a shot of that. It just says all-terrain rocker on there.
Yeah.
So what it means is that the board profile is now dead flat underneath.
It is.
There's no camber to the board anymore.
Normally it would come up off the, and then once your pressure is on it, it would flatten out. But because of that, it allows you to hold that edge longer.
Well, that and the contact points on a cambered snowboard would have been up here. Okay. And now they're on this particular profile brought back 30%.
Okay.
So they're back to about here, which means that the board on the snow is going to skid around a little bit easier. It's going to have a lot lighter, buttery feel to it. And then, again, as soon as as you edge it up, it still makes full contact.
So less catching an edge, because that's the big concern when you're learning snowboarding, catching an edge and eating it with, you know, face plants and all that.
That's it.
Amazing snowboard boots, amazing ski boots. The technology has changed so much. It's just too much to talk about, really. We got more with Sport Chek coming your way. We're going to talk about cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, and more. That's on the way after this on CTV Morning Live.